Hi everyone.
Hi
More
everyone.
stars.
Today we're gonna have a really packed episode. All right. Before we start, does anyone have any highlights or lowlights this week? Oh,
No.
okay. Well, I guess it was a pretty casual week for everyone. Let's do our question of the week. What's your favorite candy? Personally, for me, I'm gonna go with Twix.
Oh, we're
And then
including
we'll
chocolate.
go down the
No.
list. Milan?
I mean,
If we're
chocolate's a
including
candy,
chocolate,
so yeah.
I'm Reese's Pieces.
Oh, it doesn't have to be chocolate. It could be any candy.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces. If it's not chocolate, then Twizzlers.
Really?
Oh.
Reese's? Your
Yeah,
favorite
Milan-
chocolate is Reese's?
I love
Milan's
peanut
pretty
butter.
vanilla with that answer. Twizzlers and Reese's.
Okay.
Jimothy?
If we're going chocolate, probably like Kit Kat, but like candy would probably like Jolly Ranchers.
Ooh, Jolly Ranchers is nice. And welcome back for a second week. Brother Jake, what's your favorite candy?
Thank you for having me, Brother D, Milan, and Jimmy. My favorite candy is Nerds Gummy Clusters, easily. Ever since I tried them, they've been an issue.
wow.
Is the gummy clusters the one that's like the little balls, or is it like the... I'm thinking Nerds Rope, probably.
Yeah,
there's a Nerds Rope.
the gummy clusters are like little balls. Like, they just cut up the rope into bite-sized bits.
Okay, so it's bite-sized version of the rope.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That,
they're
you know what, that
probably-
is pretty good. I will give you that. Well, since it's a long episode, let's jump right in. What's up, Asperia? Jimothy.
This week we had a jam-packed week with a lot of information coming out about the new season. But let's start off with what's happening in the game right now. So we had Relentless Rumble happening in Combat Crucible. You guys excited about those game modes?
Combat Crucible has kind of been whatever for me. I just literally spammed the first 5 units until it...
Yeah, no, I do like Relentless Rumble. I always do.
I will say, D, I'm not ashamed to admit, I did learn Combat Crucible you can fail. Just by clicking the first 5 somehow.
Me too. I learned that too. I tried
you
that.
run out of tries?
Oh, no, my team just died.
Yeah, they
Oh
don't
yeah,
win.
no, and then you just keep going. You just keep spamming it
Oh.
Oh.
until it doesn't fail.
My brain didn't come up with that solution. Oops.
Yeah, you just keep going. But no, there was that like 1 or 2 times where I replaced one of the first 5 units, but rare. But
Oh, is
Combat
that
Crucible's
P2
also already
Bonnie?
done by now, right? I finished all 4 4x3 stages, right? Everyone's done
Yeah.
with Combat Crucible.
Yeah,
Wait, is that new? Or did you P2 Bonnie Milan?
Oh no, I PC Bonnie. That's not new.
Yeah. But Relentless Rumble has been very fun. The first one being 5 Smokies was interesting. And these fire boys, I hate seeing these fire boys anywhere. They just fuck me up.
They take 70% less magic damage. Jesus Christ.
I really like Relentless Rumble. This is actually easily one of my favorite events they do, I think.
Yeah.
Is it because you manual it, Jake?
No. Well, actually, I realized like today you can manual it, but nah, just I think it's fun. The 5 Smoky, the 5 Flame Heads has been funny. I'd like to see them give us 5 of those like rock souls that imprison you when you do damage. I think that would be an
Oh, no.
interesting one.
Oh my
You see, I
God.
want to see 5 rocks or 5 passies.
Dude, for the viewers at home, Jake is a masochist and so is Jimmy. Well,
I'm a tame
have
one.
you guys tried to come up with any of your own Relentless Rumble stuff, or you guys just been copying what you're seeing? Because there's no real ranking rewards for it, so I kind of just let it ride.
Yeah, no, I only. do
Mainly
my
because
own
you can't.
stuff.
Mainly because you can't skip either.
I may have spent like 3 hours last night trying to roll RNG on Relentless Rumble.
Oh my God,
I
I
would
did that
love
with
to
the
help.
Smoky, trying to get 60 kills, and I
Yep.
never hit it. Oh, I'm so sad.
Ooh, you want to? I have a secret for your Smokey. Pop in there.
Oh.
All right, that team, and then hop in Greatsword.
You sure?
We'll see.
Okay, I pressed.
You see,
That's
had
how
a
I hit.
better idea.
I hit 62 with greatsword.
Jeez.
You see, I had a better idea. It was called replace rock with Kafra.
How did that work out?
I got 70.
Okay.
Yeah, eh?
Okay.
Hey, get him to P1. He pops off.
Oh yeah. P1 Kafra for PvE sounds like a plan. Well, what's next, Jimmy?
We can't leave out Bonnie. Mommy herself.
Oh yeah. Big unit
Yeah.
drop.
I think we all pulled Bonnie here, right?
If you guys saw her pull streams, Milan took her to P2 immediately. Damn.
Of course.
Was that off stream? Was that
No,
off stream?
that was on it.
That was on stream?
Yeah.
Damn. Guess I didn't see that.
I mean, I ended
Okay.
up swapping Luca with Bonnie. And
I
then-
have not used my swap yet. I'm gonna save my swap. Whoever hits P2 first is gonna become Bonnie. P2.
Yeah, I think we should quickly go over what units are like considered like safe to swap with other units and what people should use.
Yeah,
a
for
swap
those who
on.
are still wondering.
Yeah, because now every unit came out. I think it's a good chance to go over that.
Nara and Luca are probably like the two that you want to swap with.
Yeah, because Nara at low copy does work, but Nara is S here.
And then Luca, because you don't really need him.
Yeah.
He's only good at pushing stages.
And the stages are capped next season.
And moving on to next season, we had 2 trailers that came out. And like the biggest thing I got from the trailers was the gacha. We got a pull for skins now.
The gacha cosmetics, fuck. I
Better to get your wallet out right
I don't
now.
want to spend money on rolling for cosmetics.
But that Tassie skin's nice though.
Yeah,
It
that
is
skin's so
nice.
nice. But Jake does have a hot take on this. Brother Jake.
Oh, I am actually a-okay with gotcha for cosmetics. Like, I think if they're going to try and pull more money out of players in this game, I'd prefer to see them add monetized cosmetics than more monetized power.
Yeah, that's
With
what I
that
was thinking
said,
too.
I don't like that. I feel like we got bait switched on this, where they were publishing and advertising skins, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, this will be a $20 skin," or maybe even in the Velvet store. And then, surprise, surprise, it's like $100 per 2 pieces or 300.
Yeah.
Is there a pity
Yeah.
system for the cosmetic gacha?
There is.
There is
There is
30
Okay.
pulls and you get
45
1 piece.
or 30.
No, it's 30.
Yeah.
And what? And you can just get duplicate pieces or no?
I don't think so, but you could. There's like
No.
face paint. There's like everything.
Yeah, there's multiple things you can get.
Yeah.
And they're all weighted the same. The ones that are at the pity.
Yeah, they're all weighted.
hmm
The thing is, Tassie is from like the currency you get from pulling, so it takes like a lot of pulls to get her.
And so
Yeah.
that's the other thing I don't like about how they designed it. From at least what I've seen of like VN screenshots and then some stuff on streams, it appears that even if you get the full outfit, you don't get enough of that currency to buy the Tassie skin or the other skin, even if you pity every single piece of the gacha. So
Wow. So you have to pull it.
I think their math is a bit off there.
I feel like as we were watching the trailer, it's like they fulfilled players' wishes, but they monkey pawed. Do any of you agree? Like, they gave us a lot of things that we wanted, but at a weird price. To have
I
it.
feel like every single patch they run a mile back. They go like a step forward but a mile back.
Damn.
I think they've been making, at least in my opinion, they've been making good progress. I felt like they were really listening to player feedback. A lot of the stuff people had asked for, like more temporal essence, more scam gaze or orb income, they'd at least started to address or tried to address. Some of the patch note stuff, though, it's like I don't know who would be asking for that.
Talking about
Well,
patch notes, we're
yeah.
gonna be talking more about it later. So let's move on to the hero spotlight. Juan, you want to take it away with Bonnie?
Yeah. Oh my god. So, as the last unit of the season, man, she is honestly a lot of bugs related to her main gimmick, which is her aging mechanic or her like debuff she applies. and it is like really, I want to say frustrating at times to use her because it
He's
like
inconsistent.
yeah, no, I mean this debuff for one is massive. It should be 50 haste, but I don't even think it.
Do you want to go over her
did
skills
anything.
first before we talk about like the bugs and stuff?
Yeah, sure. So her ult hits everyone on. It's like an AOE, like Arden's ult hits everyone, and if they have the debuff here, it stuns him and does more damage. And her debuff is her first skill and pretty much her main use, and it hits the furthest back enemy and inflicts him with minus 30 haste. And if you hit him again with another magic DPS, and this includes Bonnie, it increases to 40 haste, and then if a second person hits him, it's 50 haste, and then it also lowers their attack by 30% after you get max stacks, which is 2. And
That's a
then,
juicy debuff.
yeah, her second skill is just like teleporting away, so it's like if she's in danger, she'll just like teleport to like a safe distance, which is pretty neat, gives her some survivability. Her hero focus is just some attack up. And then her main, like, Mythic Plus skill here that is pretty bugged is when it reaches its maximum stacks, or the actual enemy inflicted with the debuff is defeated, it spreads to one enemy, like the debuff would spread, and at Mythic, or plus 10, it would spread to 2. And what's sort of wrong with it is it doesn't actually work when it reaches maximum stacks. It doesn't spread. And there's even a lot of issues with, like I said, was mentioning earlier, the haste itself is not properly applying it. So it's really finicky. But I think if you overlook a lot of the bugs, I think she is a really strong unit. And I think she is one of the best AoE DPS in the whole game.
Damn. Well, okay. With that in mind, what do you feel like using swaps? You wanted to talk about which characters you would feel comfy swapping.
Yeah, so
Personally,
that's
you
tough.
did Luca.
Yeah, no, I think Luca, honestly, he's probably the worst unit in this whole season. And I think it's just safe to say that. But the other units, they have some use cases. Like Sinbad, for instance, was really good early this season for bossing, for Dream Realm. And I can see that coming back early next season. Hugin, although it's not like uncertain if he'll be good, he does have a lot of strong buffs, and he does work well with like Odie, for instance, who is also good early season.
Yeah, I feel like he would juice Odie up in the Dream Realm in early season.
Yeah. And then...
Because Odie doesn't move.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's like his Hugin's perfect pair. And then I think that's all the A levels, right? Yeah.
I believe so. I mean,
And
are you
Luca.
able to swap Lenya? Is Lenya an option for the swap? I mean, I would
No,
never,
That
but
was last season, yeah.
you can't trade booty for booty.
But yeah, I mean, it's. I would honestly save the A level swap for next season to see if, for one, if Sinbad comes back into meta, and if Hugin is no longer like if he just has no use case, then I would say it's safe to say them. Safe to switch them. But I wouldn't use it
Sinbad's
now.
also juicy in battle drills.
Yeah, no, they're both also really good in battle drills, but yeah. No, it's really tough because these swap tickets is like really hard to recommend so close to the end of the season when a lot of units are gonna come in and out of the meta.
In terms of my S1, I'm just holding on to it in case in the future Tassie ever becomes not meta or gets replaced.
Well,
in,
but
like,
that's your S swap. What about your A swap,
Hodgkin.
brother?
My A swap I used my A swap to swap off the mistake that was Paragon copies of Luca. And I swapped them onto Sinbad, where at least in the future they may have some use.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I could see swapping them onto Hugin or Bonnie. I did that well before Hugin and Bonnie's kits were announced. So I mean, I wouldn't take it back.
I think it might be worth to Paragon Sinbad. You never know. He might be popping off Supreme Arena next season. The Vietnam servers got to see the talent tree early, yeah? Like it's live
Yeah.
for them.
Yep, it's live. They're on season 3.
Do you guys want to
Well,
give a quick
quickly
quick
before we
overview
move
of?
past Bonnie,
Oh yeah, what
I
would you
do
like?
want to like go over some of her game modes. So as I mentioned, she is a really good AoE DPS, and of course that leads towards her being very strong in normal arena. But it actually is a detriment in Supreme Arena because she really performs poorly against Maulers, especially since
For this
she needs...
season.
Yeah, for this season.
Even if she is on the Mauler tile herself?
Yeah, no, she needs kills. She's like Vala in that manner, and the Maulers just can't be killed. And they kill her too fast, or they just rush her.
Ah.
Yeah, and
So the good part about Harok needing kills is he goes and gets it.
yeah, I mean, the problem is Bonnie debuffs the furthest back enemy, and that's always the units on the tile. So if they have Maulers, yeah, you
Then
can't kill them.
vulnerability.
Yeah. No. I think it'll still apply to debuff. I'm not actually sure.
But
If
it won't
you could-
spread because they're gonna be alive for too long.
Yeah, you can't finish them off.
Okay. Well, let's take a gander at this arena fight really quick before we talk some
Yeah.
talent tree for next season.
I'll keep them quiet.
But then for bossing, I think actually she might see some use early on. Because her S plus skill is really good, it lowers pretty much increases the damage taken for magical ults and just magic in general.
Mm-hmm.
So with units, oh my gosh. No. Man. But yeah, with units like Tailene, and even, what is it? Who else has a really strong magic AoE ult? I'm just looking at the
Magic
name.
AoE, Parissa?
Not really AoE, just for bossing.
Oh, there's
Cassidy could be
Odie,
good.
there's
Oh, Elsa
Lil-
also.
Lily May a bit.
Yeah,
Right.
so just anyone
Lily
who has
May's half magic,
ults.
half true damage.
Yeah, no, they would be really good with Bonnie when her S plus skill.
It would also, I'd be curious to see, and I'm sure we'll talk about this later more in depth, but one of the things that's happening in season 3 is Muriel is
Yeah.
getting a second level hero focus that gives her a lot of single target damage through her the attack speed buff it gives her. I wonder if she would be a candidate for that with Bonnie.
Ooh.
Muriel.
With the post season
Ooh.
3 changes.
What about Cassidy?
Yeah, no, Cassidy
Oh,
works.
definitely.
Yeah. No, there's
Get
a
some
lot of
Hugin
potential
action,
there.
some Bonnie action, and a magic damage that doesn't move, probably Odie.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot of faction spread, right? You still want some faction bonus.
Yeah, true. It'll be tough to manage.
Thorn overtakes Pesto for DR usage. That's gonna be fucking wild. People are gonna flip tables.
Yeah. Yes. For pre-endless.
Yeah, but yeah, speaking of next season, you guys got a glimpse of the talent tree. I haven't taken a look yet. You wanna TLDR me, babies?
Yeah, so they look, in general, they look a lot more toned down compared to this season. Like, just reading them, they don't seem as strong, which is probably a good thing, because I don't think you
We can't
really
choose
need
AFK
to run
stages?
them. Yeah, like, for instance, probably the coolest one is the Light Bear talent tree would spawn Hogan, and he'd be like tank for your
Oh.
team. Yeah.
More Light Bear. Light Bear is gonna be juicy again.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hogan spawns, does spawn damage and stun.
Mhm.
So that's like some Scarlita shit. And then inherits 10% of team attack and 100% of team HP. Fuck, dude.
The HP sounds nasty. 100%.
Of the team HP
Yeah.
too.
No, he seems like he'd just be really good at tanking.
Wait, then maybe Luca will be saucy, dude.
It could be the thing that I think will be most strong with the Hogan builds is your prime carriers heal him for like 90% of the damage that your prime carriers do.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also reduces his damage taken and recovers energy for the prime carrier proportional to his energy on hit. So it's kind of this cyclical thing of Hogan takes less damage, Hogan heals from the damage the prime carrier is doing, and he funnels energy back into the prime carrier by tanking for that prime carrier to do even more damage.
So it's just
PvP just
it's
have Hogan
cycles.
versus Hogan.
Mhm.
PvP just Hogan versus Hogan. Final matchup.
I think you don't
Dude,
even need to run a
everyone's
tank,
dead.
to be honest.
That's gonna give me like team fight tactics flashbacks, dude.
If there
Everyone's
are talent tiles on stages, Tassie Hogan meta.
Maybe. And then also you got Pesto in there. That's a lot of HP to give too,
Mhm.
True.
right? Now, okay, so Light Bear seems pretty hot for PvE. What do you guys think is going to be the Mauler tiles of next season?
I think Cell Hypo. It's hard to say. The Cell Hypo tile gives a lot of energy.
Wait, before we talk
So
about
that's
the
really
tiles,
good.
should we give a rundown of what all the tiles do, just like the Libera ones, so the audience knows what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read that for you guys. So, Light Bear, Hogan spawns. Hogan does spawn damage and stun. Inherits 10% of a team attack and 100% of team HP. Graveborns. The rearmost enemy loses 45% HP and 100% prime carrier attack. Enemy will recover the HP over 15 seconds. I think that's pretty hot for Bonnie.
Mm-hmm.
Maulers. 4 seconds into battle, carrier attacks enemy hero who has done the most damage. 40% damage reduction from the prey enemy hero that is picked is the prey. Wilders. Prime carrier becomes invincible for 8 seconds. That's hot.
Yeah.
18% increase non-ultimate damage. Every elimination equals 3 seconds invincibility. Woo! That's insane. Selly Hypo. Starting damage and energy increase. After 4 ults, Prime Carrier increases attack and max HP. So let's dive in. What's hot for PvE and what's hot for PvP? What's the Supreme Realm tiles?
What I noticed is there's not really any good ones for Dreamer or bossing, actually. None of those really shout bossing to me. What do you guys think?
It's probably gonna be the Graveborn one, I'd say, because 100% Prime Carrier attack is fucking sick.
Yeah,
Bonnie's gonna be
Graveborn's
cranking on those
for-
bosses.
Yeah, Graveborns, I don't know. That'd be really cool, honestly, to see more Graveborns being used in bossing.
And then the Prime Carrier becomes invincible. The Wilder one, 18% increase is still a pretty juicy increase.
Yeah. No, Wilder is... I think Graveborn is really good, especially for, like, assassins. Because it just immediately drops their health, right? By, like, a huge margin. Yeah, I think that's really good.
Sylvana stocks upward trend.
Yeah, yeah. And Bonnie right here.
And Vala? Oh, fuck, dude.
yeah. In PvP, I think we're gonna have to see with Lightbearer how long it takes Hogan to spawn in, and
Yes.
how long it takes him to descend. If it's something that's quick, I think Lightbearer will be very. That could be the thing that redeems Lightbearer in PvP, specifically Supreme Arena, because
Yeah.
that big of a body, I feel like that'd be very strong for any TFT fans out there. It feels very me mech Mino Scout from like season 3 of
Yeah,
TFT.
that's what I'm saying. TFT
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Yep, all you're doing is deciding who your Annie, Fizz, and Rumble are. I think it'll be OP.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it could... You don't even need a tank, to be honest. If Hogan just slams in right away...
Hogan is the tank, depending
Yeah.
how fast he spawns.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Now, okay. Would you prefer he just spawns juiced, but later on, but there's a delay? Or he spawns right in the beginning, but it takes him a little bit of while to ramp up?
Oh, that's interesting.
Like if you could choose, not that we can decide, but this is just like a fun, I don't know, I guess it's a would you rather ish thing. Insta spawn slowly juices up, or like, I don't know, like not a long delay, but delay nonetheless, and then spawn full kitted but can't ramp up,
Yeah, I think I wanted him to instantly spawn. That'd be
and then
cool.
ramp up, right? That'd
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
A little bit more strategy to keep him alive.
I don't think I really have a preference as long as it's strong. just because of how weak light bearers have been for a while, and especially PvP content. I feel like this is a good opportunity, without touching units, to actually make them viable this season.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, honestly, I thought this season's light bearer tile was really strong. I'm surprised they didn't see more use, but I guess just Mauler just overshadowed everyone.
Yeah,
Also,
Mauler was just adding lives to stuff, and invulnerabilities is just so broken in a game mode that revolves around killing stuff.
I mean, all the game modes revolve around killing.
Well, killing someone else, yes.
PvP, yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
just messing with you because PvE, you got to do the CC or endless.
Yeah.
Now, the Selly Hypo one's very interesting. Starting damage and energy increase is, I think, that's pretty juicy for, let's say, Dio.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't
Like-
think any of them are really bad. They all seem, I want to say, pretty cool.
It's pretty balanced.
Yeah, none of them seem, well, both not broken and not super weak. I think they did really well. I mean, we'll see it
Yeah.
played out, but yeah.
I think so too. I mean, the fact that none of them scream out to me like this one is the single target PvE talent to run, unlike this current season, kind of with like Wilder and to an extent Lightbearer and Mauler as well.
I'll be praised.
I think that at least is promising in terms of balance.
I think they're just juicing Dio this season. They got this talent tree, which directly helps Dio and helps Dio, helps Telene, helps Harak. All the damage of Selly Hypo, right?
Have you
So
Oh,
help
seen,
them out.
have you seen
I didn't
Dino's
know.
charm skill?
What was that?
Have you seen Dino's charm skill?
Are the charm skills out for
Yes.
in Vietnam too?
You're gonna freak
What-
out. It is insane. Should I say it?
I think you could tease it.
What the skill is?
Yeah.
It is very similar to the skill this season, but better.
And
I don't like that.
speaking of juicing Dio, we got trailers of the twins this week. What are you guys' thoughts on the twins?
They're gonna be so strong. I can't wait.
Their S plus skill seems broken.
I mean,
With them
all their
giving
skills
extra
seem broken.
That
Yeah.
too, but like the S plus skills just gives raw stats, like pure stats.
I'm very excited for twins. I saw a Supreme Arena map that's just a straight line too, says.
Is it?
Yeah,
they're
there's
just
one that's a
catering.
straight line, the one with the little wall in the bottom right corner that makes like a little triangle. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, well, Lilith is thinking about how to
the one with
make
the
twins
fence,
viable.
where it's
yeah,
two rows and there's a fence.
yep,
Yep.
it's a perfect line for the twins.
Oh my god.
You know, last season they added the Dunlinger map as a Arena 5 special, and now I guess they're adding the twin map.
Yeah.
You know, I'm interested to see what the other two cell hypos are gonna be. If the twins, like off the bat, seem
Well, one of
this
them's gonna be the
broken.
Ice Lady, right?
Yeah, but I want to see how broken they would be. Cause like if they just release like triple broken characters, that would like kill people's wallet.
I hope not.
That's just, there's so that would be too many always viable Selly Hypos then, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got to make some of them at least situational.
I think at least half of them should be like Dunlinger type units where they're more tech or niche.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
situation like even like Rainer too, right? Just situational.
Yep, like Rainier's viable at Mythic Plus, Dunlinger and some of the content that you're using him for tech, he's viable at single copy. I think having some silly hypos they're designed in that way is healthy for the game.
Yeah, maybe I think they should have at least one of those three be viable starting at M plus, like Rainer.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping, honestly, the twins would be like that, but it doesn't really seem to be the case. Like,
No,
her S
the
plus skill
twin-
is strong. Maybe you could still use her, though.
But the
Yeah,
the twins' only downside is positioning, right? Besides that,
Well,
there's
so
only
far-
upside.
Positioning and their main buff being on S plus. I don't personally care for that a ton, especially on a Selly hypo. I would
Wait, isn't
think
their
this
main
could
buff
be.
their ult? Like the haste
Yeah.
buff is their ult.
Oh, it is. Let
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, the S plus skill was another buff. Like they buff the units in the chains that they have their max stats by 1% based off the person with the most stats
Which one's immune to
in the
CC?
chain.
No, they give CC immunity, I think, when they ult to everyone who's like in the line. Or
So
something.
everyone's gonna need to run Bonnie against the twins to balance out the haste. Right?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't think you need a like counter to haste necessarily. More just countering the team. I don't even know how much the haste is. Is it really that huge?
I don't think it's like crazy overpowered huge, but it was big enough for me to do a double take. If that makes sense. But I don't remember the exact number either.
Wasn't like 50 hits or something? I know it was a lot.
I think
The twins.
50 sounds right.
We have the number? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was in the video when showing off the stuff. I just can't find the
must be
picture at
just-
the moment.
50
So we
haste
look
is
back
a
at the
lot,
video?
though. Yeah.
Should we go through the videos? Like we
Yeah.
can look through the twins and Lorson?
We could quickly go through, yeah.
Yeah, we can just skip to the parts that we want to see, right?
One, you want to put it up? Pull it up?
Yep, give me 1 moment.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, give
remember when we were looking at twins, they had a not insignificant buff at S+. It wasn't like a Rainier type buff, right? Where his is like 4% attack on a single unit.
Yeah.
No,
I-
theirs seemed actually like good.
Yeah, like a major buff. Major buffs being at S+ on Selly Hypo supports I'm not a massive fan of. I'd prefer that be like Rainier's type design.
I feel like they have massive buffs to everything in their kit.
Yeah. No, I mean, they are honestly looking to be a really strong unit. So if we see here, so this is their skill. No, I don't
That's-
think it says.
Maybe what's her name?
Starlight Waltz
What's her
is
name?
born from
Dolly
their
would say it.
tireless and harmonious duet. When actively casting the ultimate, the two dance together, granting all allies increased haste for some time. During
Okay,
this
don't say
skill
it.
duration, all
Yeah, no,
allies
because I
within
didn't
the
think I
stellar
heard it.
bond gain
Okay,
immunity
makes
to
sense.
control effects. After unlocking the exclusive
Yeah, over here, right?
No, this is their S+ skill.
Uh,
But even this
I'm
is
pretty
really
sure
good.
it's...
It might be leaked somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, there was leak somewhere. It was like 1% based off like the highest person I saw it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The S plus skill.
how do you guys feel about Lorson?
Should we pull up his kit too? Just
Yeah.
look through his kit.
He looks to be more offensive support, which I
Yeah.
think is pretty cool. because
Let's
we
just
don't have-
watch through it.
His second skill, Stormbound Retribution,
Oh. Wait, I'm surfing.
you,
The top.
Lorson, the Windweaver Protector, possesses a rare gift, communicating with the wind and sensing its flow to uncover hidden truths.
I hear a storm coming.
His second skill, Stormbound Retribution, allows Lorson to link the
This is a
nearest
really
and
cool
farthest
skill.
enemies to him with a Stormbound chain at the start
Yeah,
of the
this
battle.
is pretty hot.
When one of the linked enemies takes damage, the other does too. But this damage cannot defeat the enemies.
It looks like it's
The
reduced
Stormbound
damage
chain
too.
breaks once the combined damage to both enemies reaches a
Suppose.
certain threshold, or when one of the linked enemies is defeated. Lorson's third skill, Zephyr's Embrace, grants the Wind Ward to the weakest ally for a period of time. During this time, the ally gains increased dodge and haste while recovering health over time. With his ultimate skill, Whispering Tempest, Lorson fully harnesses the power of the wind, targeting the frontmost enemy with a continuous spell, generating a storm at their position and surrounding area for some time. Enemies within the storm area will experience reduced haste and take continuous damage.
God, that
With
was
an
hot.
exclusive skill, Turbulent Resurgence, the
Everyone
breaking of
this
the
season seems
Stormbound
to
chain
reduce
heals
or
all
increase
allies
haste.
and reactivates the chain.
Right?
The Stormbound chain can only
Oh,
be
the
triggered
most important
a limited
stat in
number
the
of
game.
times in each battle.
My wind does
Lenya
more
stock's
than
going
protect and
up.
heal allies. It
Yeah, no, I mean, he seems really cool. And he's like the only support in the game that heals and debuffs.
Hmm.
I don't think we
That's
have another
true.
support.
Two crazy units at the start of the season.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you could say Nuru, but that's like, he doesn't really heal too much. Or debuff, actually. But yeah, no, they're both looking to be really good units. And I'm curious how Valka would do. We haven't heard anything on her kit, right?
Not yet. But we did get a teaser of what Wolfie's kit is in VN. And it seemed pretty nice.
Oh, that seems cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's really hot.
should we move on to the patch notes for the next season?
Yeah, let's get spicy, guys. Patch notes drop this week. It's been a big topic of discussion in various discords. Do you guys want to go over the whole thing first, or do you guys want to just talk about it as we go through it? Which would you prefer?
There's a lot to unpack in it. I think we could just go over the major stuff.
Yeah, Milan, please take it away. What are the major ones to you?
Well, I mean, of course, all the new talent tiles, the charms, the artifacts, all those seem really cool. I'm actually like, I've read through some of them. They seem awesome. So that's probably what I'm most excited for next season.
So basically, you're just excited for next season.
I'm excited for new stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I went through all the charm skills. Some of them are really unique, honestly, and cool. Like one gives
like the ones we haven't seen before.
Yeah, so like some give true damage, some make you invincible, and that is Dio's charm skill. Some make you like some are actually repeat. Like Cassidy, I think, has the same charm skill as this season. So and Arden's charm skill and Euron has the same, where it's just like really good AoE stuff. Honestly, they're all really strong and cool.
For the true damage one, is it giving another hero true damage?
Yeah.
Or is it giving the hero with the charm true damage?
So I could read it out, actually. I could pull it up right now.
Yeah, like I want to know if it's like to buff like the unit behind you, or
Yeah.
if it's buffing the unit that holds the charm.
So here it is. At the start of battle, any damage dealt by allies behind oneself, so just anyone behind him, will have 40% of it converted into true damage. And increase attack power by 10%, so I think that's just attack, lasting until the end of battle. So pretty much anyone behind the unit will deal 40% true damage and 10% more attack.
Holy
Wait,
shit.
who's the unit that charms for?
Rainier, I think, is the most prevalent one. Hugin, also really good. Niru and Almus.
You said Hugin?
Hugin, yeah.
Ooh. I thought they're gonna make Hugin like his normal kit is buffing behind, so they're gonna like monkey paw and make his charms buff in front.
Oh my god, that would have been really bad.
The only thing I'm thinking of is like in DR and stuff, usually Rainier's all the way in the back, not in the front.
Yeah,
so
you would have
positioning
to...
is gonna be a little different.
Well, you could do the
No, it's one
offset
ally behind, so you could still place them in the back as long as there's
Wait,
one
it's
ally
just
behind.
one? I thought it was everybody.
It says... Well, it
Wasn't
says...
it everyone behind?
It says at the start of battle, any damage dealt by allies, plural.
So yeah,
shit.
you want units to be behind him.
Yeah,
So,
you would
like,
probably
you-
have to put
her-
Rainier up front or something.
So if
if
Raynor dies, does his charm buff stop working?
No, it's... Well, here's something. It says at the start of battle. I don't know if that's a buff he gives to everyone behind him at the start, or if they need to always be behind him and stay behind him. I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, like Hugin style.
Oh, yeah. I don't know which one.
Yeah, if it's everyone has to stay behind him, I think that charm's gonna not be great on Rainier because he teleports someone out.
Yeah, surely it's not then.
I think it's probably a translation thing, because with it saying at the start of battle, it makes me think that buff is resolved when the battle starts and then not reevaluated.
Yeah, no, me too. And if that's the case, it is a really strong charm skill.
Yeah, I honestly, the first thing I think of when I see this charm on Hugin is potentially Odie having more life past the pre-endless modes.
I mean, I think everyone could see some endless use. Even like Taylene could probably be a lot more prevalent to anyone. It's actually such a cool charm skill.
That's very hot. I mean, that's the reason like you see some Niru uses this current season, buffing someone behind.
Mm-hmm. And that's just attack. This is attack and true damage.
Yeah, and they're also adding some charms in for Merrily, Odie, Cessia, Bryon, and Simbad, where every third of their normal attacks deals % of target's health.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep, but it's capped at 350% attack power, which to me feels a lot higher than it normally is. Normally those are capped at like 150 to 250.
Yeah.
And then it's also every time they ult, they gain 80 attack speed for 6 seconds. So I'm curious to see if the combination of like Odie with those charms, especially behind Hugin with Hugin charms, equals enough true or pure damage to maybe it will be the death of Pesto and Endless. I doubt it, but it'll be interesting.
What you're saying is I should not use the EX swap or the EX refund on Merrily.
No,
I would wait and see, yes.
Yeah, her charm skill is really good, but also another thing that
maybe
might
I use it on
help her...
Shakir and bring him back to normal.
Yeah.
Make my EX20 Shakir into EX10 and do more damage.
But then next season you'll need EX15.
Oh,
It'll be the opposite. Watch. No, but there's also another change to how Snow Stomper works. And actually Starlord was the one who mentioned it, but Snow Stomper now silences enemies even if they're unaffected or invincible. So yeah, I don't even know if that would take out Shakir out of his ult or how that would work.
It would. Shakir was one that I believe was directly called out in the patch notes.
Wow.
But they use Shakir in their example, like Shakir will get kicked out of his ult.
Yeah, the text, at least off of Pridewind for it, is this is primarily because some heroes can ignore the silence effect of Silent Blizzard's skill during the unaffected state, e.g. Lily May, Shakir, and certain artifact skills. So I would assume this means that using Lily May to dodge snowballs, using Shakir to build no DPS Pesto carry comps on that boss, those types of builds are not going to be possible on Snow Stomper.
Yeah, and I think it's going to go back to more normal attack units. Even Harok, I think, might get picked out of its ult.
That Snow Stomper is actually one of the bosses where I could see Lightbearers being decent at.
Yeah,
I know historically Merrily's actually been quite good because she retargets a lot better than Odie does on that boss.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna need summoners again versus Snow Stomper, huh?
Hey,
maybe
bring back the Cass Florabelle comp.
Oh my god.
Cassidy Florabelle.
The Vala one with Florabelle and Vala.
Personally, we could see that early. I don't think we'll see that in Endless. Just because they lack the true or pure damage. But definitely with... I could see the Endless meta
better than no damage.
That's fair.
Wow. That's crazy. What don't you guys like about the patch notes?
Jake.
I know Jake has a couple. Let's have Jake start this one off.
So, I will preface this with, I had notes on patch notes, and I put my good things first because I was like, I'm not going to just immediately start trashing on the patch. With that said, though.
Okay, you know what? Let's do your good ones first. No,
okay. Yeah.
Actually, no. Let's do the good ones last so we end on a positive note.
That's valid. So, I think there's really 3 or 4 major bad changes in this patch. And I think one of them is significantly worse than the rest. And I believe at this point most players have probably seen this, but if you haven't, there's a significant Paragon change being made for Season 3 in 2 different ways. So they're adding new rivalry stats called Inspiration and Intimidation. And they are...
You get both of them.
You get both of them, and they are rebalancing the existing rivalry stats per level. A good example of that is in the past it used to be extremely linear. Like it was always linear. So for example, your damage boost, if you were an S plus unit, that would have a 0% damage boost, and a P4 would have a 24% damage boost in rivalry stat enabled content. That difference post Season 3 start is now, instead of it being 0 to 24, is 0 to 36. But it's not 9 per level. You'd expect it to go 0, 9, 18, 27, 36. Instead, it goes 7, 14, 25, 36. So they shifted a lot.
So you need a P3.
Yep, they shifted some of the rivalry stats to the back half and buffed them. And now the gap between P2 and P3 is quite larger than it used to be. And that's not even starting to discuss Inspiration or Intimidation.
You know what each of those do?
Yeah, I'm looking for my screenshot on those 2 specifically real quick. I will pull those up.
Oh, wow. They're really catering to the set it and forget it whales. Well, Krakens, I guess.
Yeah, so what Inspiration does is every point of Inspiration increases all allies' healing effects, shield values, energy gains, and buff effects by 1%. And the values for that are... I'm pulling it. I got out of my screenshot for that. The values for those are 0, 7, 14, 25, 36. 36% being P4 values, but it stacks per unit. So if you have 5 P4s, that's got to be 180%.
Yeah.
That is getting added on. And
what the hell?
Yep, that is nuts. And then Intimidation is the opposite of that. So every point of Intimidation reduces all enemies' healing effects, shield value, energy gains, and buff effects by 1%.
Wow. Yeah, no, those seem extremely strong.
Yep.
When it says buff effects, that is anything like attack, haste, every source of increase?
I read that as any buff that shows below your character health bar, that duration would be increased or decreased.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. I think I really don't like this change. I think this change removes a lot of skill expression in Supreme Arena. I'll be the first to admit. I mean, in my district, most of my defensive formations are P4 plus 20 type of built units. I still get beat sometimes by P1s and P2s. And I like that aspect of the game. I think removing that will make the game stale. I also think it creates kind of categories specifically with Inspiration and Intimidation, since they're team-wide and stacking. It creates almost tiers within tiers of whales that already exist. I think it's just all around not great for game health.
Yeah.
And they kind of doubled down on that by also changing EX weapon levels. So they doubled the stat increases that you receive from plus 15 through plus 20. And I think the combination of these two is very bad for game health, because typically people that are spending at a higher level in this game are also going to be buying more red crystal pop-ups, and they also have access to more daily rewards of red EX crystals. So making that attack difference, for example, 5% instead of 2.5%, just kind of continues the snowball of if I'm a P2 or P3 player, I know what I'm doing. I have good charms. I have 25 weapons where I need them, right? And there's a whale on my server who's a P4 player, but guess what? His Smokey's plus 20 instead of plus 15. all of a sudden that Smokey's doing 2.5% more of actual real damage, you know, or 4 or 5 bill extra damage on a boss. That's considerable just from a single plus 15 to plus 20 weapon on a support, for example.
Yeah. No, it's really, that's a lot, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah, and then I think the last kind of thing that adds on to all of this is they've also added stage limits for AFK stage rewards. So day 1, if I'm remembering correctly, I think the limit on day 1 stage 200 or 250. Once you hit that stage, you'll no longer accrue additional daily rewards until the next day when that limit's increased. Mm-hmm. And I think that also is not great for people who are like, well, let's say any player level really below P4s, because that was early in the season. One of your ways to offset some of the Paragon difference in PvE content was push stages, get ahead in Rezo before we're soft capped on Rezo and things like Dream Realm. And, you know, hit Snow Stomper with 40 extra Rezo. It offsets, you know, a P3 or P2 versus P4 difference, and that won't be possible now either. And I think those early season daily rewards are one of those things that those rankings matter to the players that fall within those categories, and removing the ability to get those rewards is not good long term, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I fully agree with that, because my account's pretty built, but there's still, you know, people that are more invested, and that's how I keep up with them.
Yep. Yeah, and I'll add the clarifier onto that for anyone who's listening to the podcast. Just so you're aware, the accounts I play they're P4 built accounts, and I'm even saying that it's not good for game health. I think really the only player profile that this really caters to is people who want to spend money over playing the game, and I can't justify how that's healthy for a game.
Yeah, because you're not even really playing. You're not playing at that point.
Yep. Yeah, and there was a fourth little patch note I wasn't thrilled about. That the other 3 were so big that I kind of missed it originally, but they did also add a mechanic where the seasonal rewards where they're milestone gated by week, you will actually, by purchasing either of the gazettes, be able to be a week ahead on season milestones.
Like the magazine gazettes or battle passes?
The magazine gazettes is what I'm assuming. The only screenshot I've seen of it had to be ran through Google Translate, so some of the verbiage on it's not great. But what it says purchase any of the monthly or collection monthly passes to activate the season manual acceleration privilege. To me, it sounds like it's classic or premium gazette.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I thought this season that these were really slow. Like, I didn't like how we got the artifacts so late into the season, especially like Frontline Spell, which honestly I was super excited for day 1, and it came out really late, but I don't think this is the way to speed it up.
Well, I think it's definitely not the way to speed it up where you have some players a week ahead of other players just because of spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when things like artifacts are on that seasonal progress. Could you imagine if you had access to Frontline this week and other people didn't, for example?
Yeah, no, that's huge.
Yep.
Yeah,
or Arcane. The week we got Arcane and used it to clear hell with Odie, right? To get onto endless modes. I don't agree with this change either, but I guess at the end of the day, it's like a $5 a month change. It's not as impactful, I think, as the Paragon changes. But still, I think, not a great direction.
No, definitely not. Wow.
Outside of that, I'm hyped for the patch notes, though.
Yeah, what are the ones that you do like?
The other quality of life changes to stage pushing, I think, are amazing. So they added in continuous proxies. Proxies are back. I have yet to see how continuous
No more double
proxy...
stages, right?
Yeah, no more double stages as well as my understanding. So no double stages, continuous proxy. Continuous proxy to me sounds like you put it up on your profile and then it's just there, even if it gets cleared. they have already confirmed that you'll be able to do proxy directly from the stage battle screen. You won't have to go through a failed fight to list proxy, so that's nice as well. Overall, I think stage quality of life was quite good. For bosses, we're getting new bosses. They're removing some of the old bosses. The only thing I didn't like on that was Snow Stomper survives.
Yeah.
At least they fixed Snow Stomper, so it's fine.
Snow Stomper and Necro are the two most annoying bosses. What do you guys think?
Yeah. How do you guys feel? Do you guys know which bosses are getting replaced already?
Yep. Yeah, so in Dream Realm, the bosses that are being removed are... Scrolling for it real quick.
Gosh, you'd think Jake, being in IT, would use like some find function.
I have them if you want.
Oh, if you have them, Milan, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So it's the two new ones this season. So Crystal Beetle Orson, and then two other ones are Alpha Bear, and oh my god, I forgot the last one. Remember the last one?
So the bosses being removed are Skyclops, King Croaker, Alpha Bear, and Necro Dragon are being removed.
Oh, because King Croaker's removed, but we get the clam that does the same thing as King Croaker.
Yeah, so Skyclops, King Croaker, Alpha Bear, and Necro Dragon are the ones that are removed.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was Crystal Beetle, and my bad. Okay.
Nope. So Crystal Beetle stays, and then the new bosses we get are Clam, the first primal. We get Plague Creeper, the second primal, or maybe I got those reversed. We get both primals.
You got those reversed for sure.
And then we also get Thalassa, which is the boss we're currently fighting in Ravaged Realm.
Oh, we get Tentacle. We get Perma Tentacle Mommy for next season.
Yeah, yep, that's Thalassa. And then
I hope it's not super zoomed out next season.
I hope so too. And then we get a new boss called Alucia the Unveiler.
Oh, fresh. Not a primal, straight to DR?
Yeah, it's a straight to DR boss. My guess is when we get into the season, it's probably gonna be a boss in the story maybe or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And I did just double check myself, D, says like maybe I'm misremembering the Ravaged Realm boss's name. It is Thalassa. So that is one of the bosses. Is it gonna
be a raptor? Sounds like a raptor.
Well, it's the Tentacle Mommy.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the new one.
Oh, Alucia the Unveiler. I saw Chippy AFK just posted descriptions for around the time we were starting this, but it looks interesting. New bosses, I'm always down for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I have breaking news. Alucia is the girl that died in the story, and it got taken by darkness.
By who?
Ooh.
The darkness.
Oh, so she's like a
funny part. Lucia is the one telling me about Alucia. She was in the storyline.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I will. I do like the fact that they removed. It's kind of equal on bosses they removed in terms of if they're Harak bosses. That was one of the things I was keeping an eye on. Was they removed Alpha Bear, which is not a Harak boss, same with King Croaker, but they did remove Necro and Skyclops, which are two. Skyclops is a quite good Harak boss, and Necro Harak is quite good on as well, both being this, actually. So I am glad to see that they, at least initially, it looks like they're trying to keep that balanced. I was afraid at first I was going to see, all Harak's bad bosses are gone, and it's kind of meta redefining. So glad that they didn't do anything like that, and super excited to see what we end up doing on like Shell Brute and Plague Creeper, especially with different talent tiles.
Yeah. That's
like on Creeper, most of the build was based around using Graveborn talents from Season 2 to scam stacks off Cassidy.
Yep. Well, we have a new unit that also gets stacks off kills.
Ooh.
Harak.
Yeah. Harak will be interesting, just watching him wakeboard through all the ads on that boss.
Oh, man.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
Milan was gonna be writing like a strongly worded letter to Lilith, dude.
What? I would never do that.
Milan has P4 Harak. Milan is along for the Harak MVP ride at this point,
Yeah.
I think.
I'm ready.
I did see one of the other things that stood out to me in the patch notes is they made some Duras changes that I personally am actually super hyped for. So one side of Duras now will be daily Duras, and the other side is one-time clear rewards. If you played Honkai Star Rail, like, to me it almost seems like that one-time clear reward side would be like Memory of Chaos, maybe. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
I also like that they took away the having the two sides night and day for Duras, because that was always annoying early on in the season. Right, when it's
Going
like...
back to Lucia, Fo said something good in the chat. That she was there from the start, an antagonist. She also trained Lily May.
So she's the one that fucked Lily May up. Got it.
Yeah. She looks really cool. I don't know how she's gonna be a boss though.
Maybe she's in a mech.
That
She's
would
big. She's just big.
D's still just injecting the Season 3 TFT directly into his veins.
Hey, there is a lot of League of Legends and AFKJ overlap on cosmetics
That is
and
true.
aesthetics.
You have Nara and Jinx.
Yeah.
Right.
I am also super hyped for the buffs, design changes, if you will, the level 2 hero focus abilities for both Muriel and Walker.
Oh my god, Muriel's looks actually good.
Muriel's looks very good, especially when it's combined with some of her other abilities, like her EX weapon. So,
Does
yeah,
she do even
'cause-
better if you buy her wedding gown or sundress or whatever it is?
I hope not. But
I hope
maybe.
so. That's a good skin.
D,
That's a
that's
really-
Season 4 monetization. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay. Dude, speaking of light bearers that are juicing up, earlier today, before we started the podcast, I was looking at some Ravage Realm stuff. Someone has a Valen in their Team 1, and they hit 131.
Man, see, I knew Valen was gonna pop off. See, he was a secret weapon all
Wow,
along.
that's crazy, because the highest is
You guys
132.
just didn't
no
believe.
Valen.
You guys just didn't believe.
131?
I always believed.
Milan's at 134 no Valen. Look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it.
See, I always believed in Valen. I always knew he was meant for greatness.
A lot of units in this game were meant for a lot of things that they don't end up being.
Yeah. Jimmy's still salty at the +10 Bailey.
Yeah. Oh, you have a +10 Valen? S plus?
You guys forced me. What do you mean?
Valen?
I did it in front of you. Yeah, remember?
No. I only
Jimmy made a
remember.
bet.
I only remember your Sonya adventure.
Remember Milan was like, if I +10 him, you have to do it too?
Oh wait, yes. You can't let Milan bully you, Jimmy.
True, he's a whale.
You're a strong, independent man. You don't need no other man.
Whoa. You know, Milan has a blue-haired daddy. I think he has his hands full.
Yeah, that's true. They're all in Canada because they all watched Scott Pilgrim one time. Yeah. Well, what else are you guys excited for next season? Did you guys get a gander at the artifacts?
Yes. There is two that stood out to me. One is really cool. I'm gonna pull it up here. It's called Banishment Spell. Man, I don't even
Is
know.
it like so? What? It's the seasonal confining.
It's exactly how you think it is. It teleports. It pretty much banishes someone. Teleports a frontmost enemy, so like their tank, to another dimension every 10 seconds. And then after 0.5 seconds, teleports him to the furthest available enemy tile. Like all the way at the end, and immobilizes him.
Wow,
So it's like reverse binding spell.
that's Oh, it's like in Honor Duel. What's that artifact in Honor Duel? The Swift Book? It's reverse
Something
Swift
like
Book?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's...
It won't be good for like Dream Realm or anything, but it'd be really cool for PvP.
Is there anything to make your frontmost enemy unaffected? Your frontmost
Valor
unit
Shield
unaffected?
just got rid of Valor Shield, so I don't think so.
Wow.
There's
What's you said there was another
units,
one
but-
you had that sparked your interest, right?
Yes. Let me pull it up. This one is like, I think, going to be the Dream Realm artifact of the season.
Ooh, okay.
Harmonic spell. So, at the start of the battle and every 10 seconds, it increases all allies' attack by 18%, their defense, and if they're above 50% health, they get 20 haste.
Holy shit.
Yep. And it also has haste as a passive here too. It is very strong.
So Fa was saying Harmonic and the Banishment is pretty much 50% uptime. That's insane.
It is.
Yeah.
This one really works out to, like, in Dream Realm, it's going to work out to 9% attack.
And if it works in Dream Realm, it's going to work in Battle Drills.
Yeah, and you can see later on the attack boost goes up. So honestly, this is going to be a very strong artifact.
So it's going to go up to probably like, what, 25%? Up to 25%?
I don't know. I don't
think?
have the final upgrades, but you can see +5 increases it to 21% already.
Wow.
Kind of excited for Blade Summon, actually. We'll obviously have to see how it works, like, in practice.
Blade Summon, is that the new Greatsword?
Blade Summon is Greatsword, but instead of it being typed damage, it's ranged damage. So as long as it's a ranged damage dealer, their damage counts.
That is really cool.
And yep.
So
And it's
the
2,000.
devs were really into Fate Stay Night.
You know, I was tired of like season
If you
1
know that
and
anime
season
reference.
2. Fate Stay Night, the king there.
Well, this one
Hero?
would be Archer, just summoning swords and sending it.
Yeah.
You mean Gilgamesh?
No,
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, it would be Gilgamesh, no?
the archer
Yeah.
is Shiro. Or like his future version.
I'm
But-
Gilgamesh now.
No, yeah, but Shiro just copies the swords. Gilgamesh actually sends them
Well,
out.
they both send swords.
Yeah. But
And then
I like how, unlike the last 2 seasons, they all had their own arcane and greatsword artifact. This one doesn't. And this is cool because it's like range damage, like you mentioned.
Yep. Yeah, you can run Merrily and Lily May in the same team and you don't care. The thing I'm interested to see is what do they classify it as range damage? Is like Corrin considered range damage because he's technically a 2-range unit?
I think so.
If things like Corrin are considered ranged, I think this could actually be quite strong.
Yeah.
The other one that I think will be very strong but in different content is Frostfall. Frostfall is kind of like, to me, if they added Carolina onto what used to be Starshard in a way. Every 4 ultimate casts, it creates a blizzard that does true damage and reduces haste by 40.
Oh,
Yeah.
this was the one where like
This one's
we were
really
saying,
cool.
oh, we're Snow Stomper now.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep, and so this one I think we'll be using this one a lot on stages. I'm curious to see if we don't run Carolina as much on stages, and instead if it moves to like an Arden or Floribel plus Tassie meta, because one of
Or
the
Bonnie.
could be Bonnie. One of the big benefits of Carolina is her haste debuff, right,
Yeah.
on the enemies. So having this on a spell seems pretty
Well,
cool.
this would also be hot. This would also be hot in Supreme Arena.
I think so. Yeah, especially with instacast tiles.
It's like a cracked tide call.
Mhm.
Right.
I mean, it won't be good for bouncing, but yeah. It does do true damage actually, so maybe. Actually, I don't
Right,
know.
it does true damage, so it'll depend on how this all works, because it could be Starshard from Season 1, right, where we ended up running Starshard on every boss.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
as
know.
a Gazette enjoyer, we'll all get this really early.
Another
I don't know what you mean.
fun one.
It's okay, Jimmy. You can't read anyway.
Check out this one here. 3 seconds to battle. Summons a snowman.
Oh wait, this is the Snowstopper one. Oh wait, no, this summons a snowman.
Yeah, this I don't even know how this would work, but it sounds really fun.
Oh, taunting enemies?
Yeah,
Oh.
like you get snowman tanks.
Dude, it is. Season 3 is TFT. This is like
Yep.
that little
The
training stick
taunt
thing.
dummies, the training
Yeah, the
dummies.
training dummies in TFT.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's like training dummies with void spawners on them. This one, I'm curious to see what they mean by the snowman cannot heal. If you throw in Scarlita and Scarlita starts shielding this thing, I think it could be actually pretty gross in PvP. If there's not a way to keep the snowman up, I can't think of a way where you'll have uses with this. Maybe some niche stuff on stages. Yeah, I think it's a very interesting concept.
Do you
though. I think
want Scarlita to be blessing the snowman instead of your unit, though?
I mean, if everything's taunted on the snowman, why not?
Yeah.
But it only taunts within one tile.
Oh, that's fair. I missed that key part of that sentence.
But if it's like the most crowded area in a 1-tile radius, then it's like within a 1-tile radius, so it can still be a circle of people around the snowman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would really depend if your enemy all has the units grouped up.
Yeah, I think having taunt on an artifact is super interesting.
Yeah. This and like
Yeah.
Hogan. Oh my god.
Fuck. This is. Next season's gonna be a roller coaster, man.
Yeah. Should we quickly go over the other few?
Yeah. Yeah, let's
So-
go over the other few and we'll try to finish it up in a bit.
We have the Enlightening spell of the season. Pretty much the same thing. They become unaffected the rearmost. They also get, instead of
resonating?
attack speed. No, not resonating. Enlightening spell or like Valor
Oh,
Shield.
okay.
Where it pretty much just buffs the backmost enemy with unaffected and to get attack and life drain. Which actually is pretty cool. I like how they're doing like these type of artifacts.
Yeah, I think the problem with this one's gonna be we can't see the first line, but I'm assuming it's attack on the first line of base stat, but it's execution instead of haste or something on this. So this one we'll have to see, because like math wise for Dream Realm, for example, 24% for 15 seconds when you're not going to be killing stuff on some of them.
Yeah.
But like then again, we're getting things like Plague Creeper where you're going to be consistently killing stuff.
Yeah, no Cyclops plus Plague Creeper, so. Spicy Ice Guard. Ooh.
So this is actually like we haven't had a shielding artifact like this. Pretty much
Well, we have the original shielding artifact.
I guess this one like
The Iron Wall one, that was like what the first artifact everyone got.
yeah. That doesn't really give a shield, it just gives like buffs, but I mean there is Valor Shield, but this one just buffs the frontmost ally, so pretty much your tank, and gives them a shield, and everyone around him gets like reduced attack and attack speed. So honestly I don't think this is too good, but it could be really strong depending
Dude,
on how big the shield is.
You pop that shit on Shakir and he just runs buck wild.
Maybe, yeah.
Right? There's some Shakir juice. Fuck it, put Harak in the front.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if that shield is really big, honestly, this could be huge.
Yeah, just use it on a DPS. Fuck it.
Hey, do you know what that spell reminds me of from Star Rail?
What?
Gepard Ice Shield.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we got a lightning spell. I think pretty much, so it's the
The
same
lightning
as
spell this
Encores.
season was pretty underwhelming.
Oh, it was, for sure. But pretty much whenever a hero, or enemy hero, loses 40% of their HP, so like the same range that Nara or like Igor, I believe, when he summons his Tombstone, it does like a lightning strike, reducing their vitality by 40 and energy on hit by 40. So pretty much it just like confirms, like it's the assassin spell. You get an enemy low and then it hits them again and reduces their vitality so they can't heal and their energy on hit. So it could be
And this
really
is-
good with like Bala and Sylphina.
Brother Fuss said he's gonna frontline his Dio for the Ice Shield spell.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, with his invincibility thing, that does work out. You could frontline him technically.
Yeah.
See, in my opinion, this is the one they should have put execution on.
Is there an execution
True.
on any of them? Which one has the execution? Did we get that
I
one, yeah.
believe it
The Light
was.
Forge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Actually, don't know if there's another execution. One sec. Let's pull up the other
no, that's
one.
okay. We'll find out when the season comes in, like, what, 10 days, 13 days?
Yep. So this one,
Wow.
this one's actually a really weird one. I honestly don't even know how it would work too well. 3 seconds into battle, selects a 3-tile wide line that covers the most allies and enemy. Every 12 seconds, firing a light beam towards the enemy side of the battlefield. The beam deals damage equal to 60% team attack and grants a shield to all your allies.
Wow.
So if it's like, if you could get everyone in a column, this could be really good. It shields all your allies and damages your enemies.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the hey, we released twins this season artifact, right?
That's
like
what
you're already gonna
I
put stuff in a
immediately thought
line.
twins.
Yep. Now you get shields and you don't have to run a shielder.
Wow, yeah.
Fuck. So basically, we don't need tanks next season. Good luck.
I don't know, because a lot of these are double defensive secondaries stats on them, and if we learned anything with all the magic damage teams we're running Great Sword on in Dream Realm right now, base stats are king at a certain point.
Mm.
Here is the cascade of the season. Plus is the rearmost ally, and they get 2% max HP a second and 30 energy for 10 seconds.
Ooh.
And when they use their ultimate, it extends this buff by 10 seconds, and they become unaffected.
I personally think this will be the Dianel artifact.
Yeah.
But does it give him a stat?
Does it
I
not?
don't
It's not a
think so.
temporary buff. It's a permanent buff.
No, this isn't even a buff, right? I mean, what are you buffing? You're just healing
says
and
it-
giving energy.
But it blesses the rearmost unit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just...
Wait, maybe this would be juicy
Wording.
for like Talene, dude. They just constantly being unaffected.
it's
Talene
only
is-
when they first ult. Like, it's only 10
Oh.
seconds after they first ult.
Yeah, but in PvP, Talene being unaffected, and then
Yeah.
also she double dips on the stats it recovers because she converts health into energy essentially. So having both max HP and energy on it, that's a good idea. This could be very good on Talene.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it could heal her during her ult as well. And gives her
Yep.
energy, so she burns energy instead of health.
The two things that she just shits out.
Yep. No, I don't know if it would actually give us back to Dino. If it does, that would be really good. But maybe. We'll see.
Just overcharge everyone.
Yeah, no, I love Cascade from Season 1, and this is our closest thing to it, so I'm happy. Then, I think this is the last artifact of the season,
Yeah.
and it is our Awakening / Light Heal sort of spell. 5 seconds into battle, selects one tile and casts a healing spell.
Oh, it's this season's healing artifact.
Yep. Every 20 seconds, recovering HP equal to 8% of team attack per second to allies within the tile. Skill prioritizes casting in the most crowded area containing the weakest ally.
Is there a chance for it to pick a tile that your units are not even close to?
No, it says the most crowded area with
Oh,
the
okay.
weakest ally. So it's like, actually it's different than the other ones where it picks a tile and then it heals around that tile, which is pretty cool. So you want your units grouped up.
That's kind of spicy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much because it's only 8%, but it's of your whole team attack. We'll see how much this is, but if it's a significant amount, it could be worth
Yeah,
it.
pretty much. We don't need tanks are canceled next season, guys.
Yeah.
Just support in DPS.
What's Hogan? Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
endless.
Until endless. Then it's only tanks.
Then it's just Briesto, yeah, who shows up.
Yeah,
Whoa!
well, I think we covered a lot this week. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? I think we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah. I think that's all.
Well, let's go with quick conclusions. We talked a lot this week. There was a lot in the patch notes. There is so much next season. We are all excited for it. There are some gripes about it, but I think overall it's going to be a good season. We'll see how it plays out once we're playing it. Bonnie, super hot, probably going to be even hotter early season. And let's go with our goodbyes, but before that, Jake, as our guest, do you have anything new to shout out this week since you were just shouting out last week?
I'll give a shout out to the Only AFKers Discord. They do help me a lot. They find info sometimes that I haven't seen yet and link it over. So definitely big thanks to them. And if they can get Jimmy to stop playing Karuta and back to AFK Journey, that'd be much appreciated.
Well, they kind of did. Jimmy's playing 2 accounts now, so that's kind of a development.
That is true.
Well, I think that's it. That's it from us, everyone. Viewers at home, please comment what your favorite candy is, and remember to like the video and subscribe.
Bye
Bye, everyone.